Thank you. We've got a lot to get through today in the keynote and a lot of sessions afterwards, so I'll try to get through quickly. Unfortunately, I must put up a safe harbour statement for some of the things that we'll be covering. Today, we've mentioned about cloud, and cloud is where Oracle is driving very, very clearly moving forward. I'll be covering today the various sections of cloud: software as a service, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. Oracle sees all of these as important to delivery of true cloud solutions. Not just one, not a subset of one, but all of these to enable your business. Let's look at applications first, at the area of software as a service first and foremost. We have spent many years putting together the most complete open standard solutions around software as a service. Business doesn't just want a Salesforce automation tool or an HR tool. It wants an integrated cloud solution to move forward with. This is the next generation of cloud. It is enterprise cloud, so that you can adopt as and what you need when you need. So the ability to take on customer experience in the service area, then maybe to put in financials or HR, and to be able to retire your old systems as you move these new products to the cloud. That ability to take these products and to drive your cost of ownership down, to be able to spend money in other areas of your business. This is what cloud is about. You can see here a very complete set of product sets, but it's growing. It's growing every year, and we'll go through some of the announcements we made at Open World. In the customer experience cloud area, this comprises many components that businesses are trying to do well today. Businesses are trying to cover service, trying to cover sales. They're trying to cover their areas of configuration, pricing, and quoting. Commerce. All of this is being done with our customers online, through call centres, through mobile devices. Key to the Oracle approach is also a common platform that sits underneath all of our solution sets. It is common. We don't provide a different solution for you to develop on. It's a common platform that we work through. What we are finding is that customers are taking step-by-step approaches here. They may start with marketing. They may look at business-to-business or business-to-consumer marketing. Move that to the cloud. Get that operational. Then they might move to their service area or their sales area. So it's not taking one large project at once. It's about consuming where the progress is needed within your business. We have a lot of customers already on our Customer Experience Cloud. Here in Japan, you can see names there that you will know. You can see Hitachi Consulting, Canon, Panasonic. These are companies that are starting to adopt these product sets. Another area that is growing is the area of human capital management. And customers are taking this up to look after their employees. We're seeing a lot of this in the high-cost countries, such as Japan, in Hong Kong, in Australia, in Singapore. When people are expensive, when resources are expensive, it costs a lot when we lose them. So we need to be putting in systems that help us look after our best people. The cost of the system is paid back by retaining our best talent and seeing them succeed and progress through our organisation. But human capital management is such a central part of our business. It links into our Salesforce. It links into our financials. So it really needs to be seen as a part of our enterprise systems. And we see now the area of HCM running from the moment a person is considered, we start recruiting through their period within the corporation, their progression, and to when they leave. And that cycle of human capital management, of managing our people, is a process for the HR department, but for also the managers of our businesses. Again, we have many customers on this. We have a lot of customers that have deployed this in the recruiting area, in the talent space, or in the core HR space. And again, you'll see some companies here in Japan, some names that are familiar to you, such as Mitsubishi and others there. Now we'll look at ERP, and this is a growth area. This is one that we moved into more recently, the ERP cloud. So within this is our area of our financials, procurement, projects. And again, when you look at this, it's all sitting on that common foundation of cloud foundation structure. Many customers are seeing this as a way to reduce their costs by having their financial system that really doesn't add any value to the bottom line. It's an important system, but it's not, you don't do your financials differently to many other companies. To put this onto the cloud, to standardize, and to standardize your processes. And again, with this, we're seeing a lot of customers starting to take this up and move forward. There are customers there such as POSCO in Korea. They have made a decision which I think aligns with Japanese corporations. They have decided that POSCO in Korea will run on e-business, but all of their offshoot companies in all of the rest of the world, they're putting on cloud. Because they can drive their costs down for those offshoot companies, but they can have enterprise-grade solutions that are linked through to the headquarters software. So we're seeing quite a motion and a movement in this, not just at the mid-market area, where we're seeing a lot of customers starting to take this up, but also at the enterprise for multinationals where they've got offshore operations. Let's just look at the last 12 months and what's happened, the growth of cloud. And this is why it is so important. Seen more than 1,100 new CX customers, more than 950 HCM customers, net new. Not before have they been using these product sets. And 250 in ERP. And ERP is very new, so it is growing at a very rapid rate. Then we look at our core products, our fusion products, which form the basis, the hub of each of these. And you see the growth within those core product sets that we've built up from scratch. Again, the numbers are large and growing at a rapid rate. Let's look at what we've released in the last 12 months. And this shows the pace at which we are rolling out cloud solutions. 6 new broad cloud solution categories. So not just products, but product sets. And if you look at it there, product lifecycle management, field service, these comprise many modules within. Within that, 130 new products. This is the pace of motion of cloud, how quickly we are releasing. The difference with cloud is we expect updates more regularly. We can't treat cloud solutions like we treated on-premise solutions. Customers expect updates far more regularly. So we're now into a cycle of about 3 releases a year. At Open World, we announced release 9 of our cloud product sets. So already, for such a young product set, we are at the 9th release, and that's running at about 3 releases a year. That's because mobility has driven us to expect new functionality, new capability on a regular basis. We also see it's important to have data centers in the regions where we're deploying our cloud solutions. For 2 reasons: data sovereignty and latency. So already this year we have released 2 new data centers on top of the 17 we already had. So we have 19 data centres now globally, and we are expanding. It's not enough to just have data centres sitting in North America. That doesn't work anymore. Let's look at some of the customer facts, and these are interesting. We have more than 5,000 HCM cloud customers, over 200 countries. But have a look at some of these stats here. 450 million job candidate records are sitting in the Oracle HCM cloud. More than 1 million jobs are posted through our systems for businesses every quarter. The way we recruit, the way we hire has changed. And our systems need to change with it. More than 2 billion web service interactions. 73% of the Fortune 100 are sitting on our HCM cloud. This is just an example of one product set and what is happening with cloud. So how are we going to take this market leadership? We've seen the desire to get to 2020 to be #1 in cloud for Japan. How are we going to get there globally? We want to get there quicker than that globally. It's about a breadth of solution. As you've seen, we are rolling out new products at a rapid rate, almost at the rate of a new product every 2 days this year, if you look at the amount of products that were released. We're building, we're also acquiring. We are still buying companies. Very key to our acquisition strategy is to buy open standard software. It cannot be proprietary. You cannot take on the cost of having proprietary software for you to develop upon. And that will build out our portfolio. We're going to look at also a lot more getting into, in the cloud, into vertical solutions, because we know that a banking organisation operates differently to a telecommunications company in areas. Some of it is common. Areas like recruiting doesn't change a lot, but things like the service centre, the things like how we interact with our customer base does vary by industry. And that has to change in a cloud area. So from our direction, we want to get you to the cloud. We want to get you there quickly. We want to get you there profitably. So we know that you've already invested in our product sets, and we're trying to work out how and make sure you can move there easily to the cloud as and when you need to. What will happen is there will be something happen in your business that makes you look at a system. It could be that your hardware is about to retire. It could be a maintenance contract up for renewal. Any of these reasons of change mean you should be considering cloud as an alternative. For non-core systems that do not provide you with competitive advantage, cloud is an easy way to drive your costs down. It allows you to put money into those areas where you do want to spend and you do see the differentiation for your business against your competitors. So we're continually working on this. It's the integration, functionality. We need this to look and feel just like any other application that we use on any day. Our enterprise software cannot look archaic. It cannot look old. It must be something we can easily use. You're wanting to attract the best and the smartest into your corporations. Key to that is giving them the systems they need and they want to use. An important part within this is the social area as well. Not just social as in monitoring what our customers are saying, but social as a communications tool within our organisations as well, to connect our global entities and to be able to communicate easily, not using email as the standard way of doing things. We will see change. We are seeing dramatic change as we move forward. And what we're seeing out of our innovation is the scope of change and the value increasing. As we get that footprint, every time we release something new, the value enhances, with the scope of change. And so the value to a corporation to adopt increases. We started this journey quite a few years ago. We are now seeing this change accelerate at a rapid rate. And we're seeing the market demand this change. When we look at our cloud, there's three key things we take as the basic. It must be personalised. You don't want our logo all over everything. You want your logo, your company. The problem with cloud is it's the same for everyone. So a key component that we looked at was personalisation. You also want it connected. You don't want to have to stitch different cloud solutions together. You want them to come integrated and working. Buying a Salesforce tool, buying an HR tool, buying a procurement tool that don't talk to one another makes you an integration house. That's not what cloud should be doing. And the next thing, which is very much in Oracle's DNA, is security. And I'll go through some of the changes we're doing at the infrastructure level around security in a few minutes too. So within our personalisation, there are key business benefits that we see there. The ability to have your own look and feel at the person level, at the corporate level. The connection, the ability of our businesses to be connected, our lines of business. And by joining our lines of business together, we are effectively joining our business process, how we operate together. And after all, that is what enterprise software should be doing. It should be linking my business together to make it one seamless operation. When I hire or I terminate a person, that should reflect in my financial systems. That should reflect over in my training systems. It should be seen throughout my organisation. And as a person gets promoted, I should be able to have different access, different authority. And that should happen seamlessly through my organisation. And finally, we see so often security as such a big issue. This is Oracle's DNA. This is what we are about, is secure operations. More and more we are seeing attacks happening on corporations, on their data. This costs us. This costs us in our reputation. This costs us in cleaning up the systems. Security is paramount to anything, and you should be asking any cloud provider some very hard questions about security. I want to move now on to platform and look at some of the platform areas. We see platform as very, very important, and it underpins all of our cloud solutions. We need to make it easy for you to go from your on-premise solution to a cloud solution. And part of that is through the database and through the platform. We're also seeing a lot of demand from customers to say, I don't want a lot of these database instances I've got sitting around, test and development instances. I don't need them to be owned by me. My access is limited. My utilisation is limited. I use them for a period of time. You look after it. So we're seeing this whole area of database cloud services and platform as a growing area. So we already have this whole area of our solution set, of our application solution set, sitting on our solutions, on our database, on our platforms, on our engineered systems. How do we actually give you access now to those platforms for you to use them and to make benefit out of them? Well, you and your partners will be developing extensions to our solutions. We'll provide you base solutions, but there's things that you're going to want to develop on, and we've set up an applications marketplace around this. So what this means is you can actually develop your extensions for customer experience, for HCM, for ERP. Any of these areas, those areas can be developed on the same platform. If you're talking to cloud providers, ask them that very simple question. Is it the applications development framework that they give to you to work on the same as they use? It's a very important question, because in most cases, it's not. 19 out of 20 SaaS providers in the world sit on the Oracle platform. So the platform we are providing here is for you to develop upon is our same platform that we are building on, and also many others are building on. So you've seen this slide before. Sugihara-san showed this ability to move over, because customers want to go from on-premise to cloud, but they may also want to come from cloud back to on-premise. It might be that they're doing this as a transitional period and they want to be able to come back. We have designed our solutions such that that change can occur. You can go from on-premise to cloud, and if you desire, you can come back again. Why? Because of the common platform that we own, that common database structure that we own. It's ours from top to bottom. Hence the breadth of solution that we're offering here. So we can see then that we can then move into database platform as a service, but we can also move into Java platform as a service. Java is very important to us. It's very important to you as a programming area, a developmental area. And we felt that need for you to be able to take your Java applications and move them to the cloud from an on-premise solution, should you need, and back. And then there's also those non-Java applications that you've got. Now that's when we need infrastructure to be able to handle that. That ability to move backwards and forwards as we need, where we need. When we look at the database and the applications, you want that same functionality and capability that is inherent in your on-premise database to be available to you. You heard of our announcement of Oracle 12c. That was a major change for us. 12c for cloud. It's all about our ability to ease that transitional period and point across. And in a minute, I'll show you some of the things we do under the layers when we take you from a standard solution to a cloud database and what we're able to automate to pull this together for you. We've got to get that performance. We are seeing more and more that analytics and information on the live system is becoming paramount. We need to be able to see what is going on. One of our key things that we put into our cloud solutions was an area we call transactional business intelligence. It's the ability to run business intelligence, to run analytics over our live information, to see how our business is running now. Not looking in a rearview mirror and watching how it used to run by going to a data warehouse. We need to be able to see what is happening now. And so we have to keep that performance up. We're seeing this massive growth in data. We've seen the statistics, we've quoted it a few times. 90% of the data that exists today did not exist 2 years ago. 90% of the data that exists today did not exist 2 years ago. That's massive growth. That is slowing your machines down. You're trying to find how to make use out of that information. Is it usable information? A lot of this is coming from social. How do we make that useful to us? Well, we've got to make sure that our machinery, our systems, are capable of handling this with this growth. So you can see here, these are the things that we are now doing when we put together our platform as a service and we are working through the automation. We've got rack provisioning coming soon. All the rest is already there. So that ability to automate this process that takes you days to get together and put there, we've worked out how to get that quickly and seamlessly for you as a service. So let's just have a quick look. If we were sitting there and we were saying, in a situation, we're looking at infrastructure as a service database provisioning, well, there's a whole process of steps I would go through to end up with my database ready for use. But if we can automate that, if we can make that select the right solution for you after some early configuration and setup, not only do we get you there quicker, we get you there with a better solution. Because if you look at your databases in your businesses today, I'll almost guarantee they're not at the right patch levels. They've not been configured correctly and tuned for what they're doing. You've probably cloned off a different use to a new use. It's about making the best decision making for your database such that it works at its optimal. We've got to monitor this, and we want to be able to do it through one system, one view. And again, utilising our experience in enterprise monitoring, we're able to bring nice graphical user interface drivers through and deep information into what is happening in our database. So you can sit there as a service and see what is happening, see how it's performing and what is going on. This area of user experience is very, very important to us. If any of you ever visit our headquarters, please take the time to go into any of our user experience labs and see what we're doing around this area. At this level and at the top end look and feel. So a lot of work going on into our performance monitoring, but also into our general user experience. I talked about this before, but a lot of you will do what we call coexistence. You'll have your on-premise solution. It might be Business Suite, might be PeopleSoft, JD Edwards or Siebel. And what you'll do is you'll take advantage of cloud and what cloud offers, and it allows you to coexist. It allows you to extend the functionality of your business to deliver capability to your business units where it's needed by targeting cloud solutions as that extension. You don't have to throw out what you've spent your money on, but you can turn around to the HR department or the sales department or the marketing department and deliver value and change in a short time frame. And this key of the same architecture, the same standards, the same products between the two becomes absolutely essential for that movement. So in summary, we see the database as a service as an important one for the IT department. I have a customer in Australia who saw Larry's presentation on this a few weeks ago at Open World. They had 400 distinct Oracle instances in their organisation. They didn't know what to do with them. They were finding it very hard to manage them and look after them. It was an overhead that they were trying to get rid of. To them, this is an opportunity. We're running a proof of concept for them. We're going to take 5 or 10 databases and we're just going to put them straight out to the cloud. We'll identify the IOPS through them, we'll identify what they're using them for, and we'll identify the best candidates to start with, and we're going to migrate them out to the cloud and operate them for them. So they don't have to worry about them. They can focus on the business that they need to. And if that works, they're going to take on more. They're going to trial more, and they'll move more across to the cloud, freeing up your resources to the areas you need, because often you're using these dev and test environments for very specific tasks that are time-bound. So let's move on to infrastructure. I talked about this massive growth of data. What that means, you need more compute power, you need more storage power. This is costing you to expand. The good news is, through Oracle's engineered systems, we're already significantly reducing the hardware footprint you need to provide the same compute power or more. We're freeing up data center space, we're freeing up resources, and we're freeing up environmental areas as far as that goes as delivery. But it's still expanding. and you still have to have the performance to handle the amount of data coming through. And some of this you may want to put out into the cloud. So when we look at it, the first thing we look at is the compute cloud. What can we see that is useful in the infrastructure space? And an obvious area is compute cloud. We need that high availability. We need to be able to hand things off and utilize them seamlessly across into our infrastructure as a service area. We need to be able to hive off tasks to free up the limited resources we have to do what we've got. So we see infrastructure as a service as a growing area as well, particularly in the IT department, to expand and meet the requirements of the business. Applications as a service is a line of business requirement. Platform as a service is a line of business requirement, but it's really IT that drives it. Infrastructure as a service is IT. This is where you're going to get your ability to expand. None of us get extra money from a CFO every year. Our budgets are pushed down. So the only way we can go is to free up and to release some of our expensive resourcing in the infrastructure space to allow us to deliver what is standard business. So in that area of compute cloud, we see a growth, but storage is the key one we're seeing a lot of. This growth of information, this growth of access, big data, in-memory applications, and how we get into this information and make sense of it, how we utilize it, becomes very, very important. We need to be able to access these systems through any area to be able to drive our directions. There is no diminishing requirement around high availability or performance. If we're going to deliver this on the cloud, then it has to be done, but it has to be done cost effectively. It has to be done at the same as Amazon. These have got to be done at the same cost factors. We have competition out there, and we need to peg ourselves against them, and we do. So we see this drive to infrastructure as a service as one that many businesses are taking up as a strategy, one of their key IT strategies to expand. That ability to take as and what you need when you need from an infrastructure perspective, and to pay a per month price. To move it off the CapEx sheet and to move it into this space to expand with your business. Sugihara-san mentioned this before. The scope of this is massive. The size of it is growing. Every day, the amount of information that is going out into cloud services, because fundamentally, you can't keep expanding with the amount of information that is coming through from social areas and the rest. You cannot keep putting that much storage and space on just to handle this on your own. You've got to look for some help. That's why we see this as a basic delivery item for you as a part of your cloud strategy. Those numbers there are big. 30,000 computers, 400 petabytes of storage, and growing. I talked about engineered systems. We've spent a lot of time on engineered systems, and there's a very important reason. When you go and buy hardware, you buy it for a reason. You buy it to run software. The days are gone of going and buying some hardware and just buying some software and hope it all works together. You've seen what happens when you don't have hardware and software designed to work, where you go to a hardware vendor, you go to a software vendor, and then you find that the software isn't certified on the hardware, or there's delays. Engineered systems to us are very, very important, because what it means is you're getting the same systems we have tuned our software for. So the software that you're looking to buy is performing on this system way before it even gets to you. That means we can tweak, we can tune, we can adjust. At Open World, we also talked about some of our new engineered or hardware solutions, and one of the key ones is the new Spark M7 that's coming through next year. So we've got all of these systems. These are all of these items that have made hardware a commodity. I hate to say it, but hardware has now become a commodity even at the enterprise level. But how do we now get more performance out of this? One of the key things that we looked at is building in software into the silicon. And we're going to see this, as I said, in the M7 Spark chips, where we have taken functionality from our database, functionality that we do at the moment at the software level, and we're baking it in to the hardware. So we're allowing the hardware intelligence to look at how to handle the items it needs to handle while laying other items off and handling them separately. Compression. Using smarts in the compression through the silicon to handle that, to provide compression and decompression where it's needed, when it's needed. Likewise, to provide security without any loss of performance from our hardware. It's a fairly simple way of doing it. You sometimes wonder why it wasn't done earlier. If we just simply color code our attach and we go through, we can lock out access to areas within our systems with no degradation in performance. So what we're seeing is more speed, more capability, more functionality, because the hardware and the software has been engineered to work together. It's not, here's my hardware, here's my software. Please shake hands and meet one another for the first time. They've been working together in our development environment. They've been built and designed to work that way. You'll hear a lot more about this out in the sessions and the breakout sessions today, so please take the time to go. So in summary, this has been a year of innovation for us. It's been a year of drive. It's been a year of expansion. A lot more new modules with a lot more to come. Open World next year, we'll see yet more software as a service modules, yet more functionality and capability, yet more integration of our systems, our acquisition systems and all of the rest. You see platform as a service and infrastructure as a service, items you need and you can utilize now to drive your cost of ownership down and to enhance your performance of your business. You need to start to build this into your IT strategy now. There is more investment, there is more work going on. This is what we've done already, just this year. And if you look at our announcements year on year over the past few years, this pace is just building. And you can imagine with Larry now as our CTO driving this technology area, it's going to go faster. So with that, I thank you. I hope you have a great day today. We have a customer panel now. Rather than listening to me, it's far more important you listen to people like yourselves that actually use this and face the problems. So I really look forward to hearing from our customers as to how they're using our software, what they're finding are the advantages and the disadvantages. Cloud is not the answer to everything. I say again, you would only go to cloud if there's a reason. You don't do it for no reason at all. So listen to how people are utilising this, taking it on in a manner that allows their businesses to expand. Thank you very much.